So are we gonna stay alive or are we gonna cut out again? So you could go over there and talk to yourself blue in the face. Is it safe for those individuals to ride in a robotaxi with Wi-Fi on it? You have Samuel Milham, the author of Dirty Electricity. You have a video that I post all over the place about is Starlink safe? You type it in on YouTube and find it, and it gives off huge amounts of dirty electricity. You can buy these testing equipment. It's a lot of money. I have no income. For the last 8 years, I've been waiting on my Social Security. I'm getting close to the end. I'm going to get my settlement. I'm going to buy these devices. I'm going to go ninja style and start testing. One, you don't want to have a phone on you with Wi-Fi and microphone hearing what you're doing. Hey, I'm going to go record this robotaxi. You don't want to be doing that. And you're going to want multiple video sources because one is going to fail. I almost guarantee it. You can hire a specialist. The only thing with hiring this specialist is they don't have the vast knowledge of the damaging effects. So you're going to need to get a specialist over at Environmental Health Trust to give you the ill effects of the known readings that you got. So you have body voltage, dirty electricity, microwave radiation, and you have EMF in milligauss. That way you can interpret it over to interpret it over to building biologists. Nope, sorry. That's where you find the testers. Building Biologists Institution. You would get the book over at the Bioinitiative Report. I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. We haven't wasted a whole lot of time. So when you go look at the FCC outdated safety guidelines that lost in court, arbitrary and capricious, didn't look at the vulnerability of children and pregnant women, you probably don't want to ride in it. You want more? Offshoots from Environmental Health Trust, you have the Baby Safe Project, and they urge parents to safeguard from microwave radiation. You do not want to be on that. And you don't want to be on a plane with Starlink either. You can test these things anywhere at any given time, anywhere in the world. Real science. These things are expensive, but you can hire the specialists per hour or whatever, and they have the $20,000 to $30,000 worth of equipment. I mean, unless you got that kind of money to drop on it. I mean, it's only a little bit over $1,000 for the Safe and Sound Pro meter, but you need other meters to get the readings. So you get a whole picture of it on what you're getting exposed to. Asking a simple question, is it safe? Yes or no? You 2 weeks and still no answer. That's not fair to anyone at all. I know those numbers are going to be high. 33.4 milligauss from just a regular Tesla. 3 to 4 milligauss is childhood leukemia data. Why do you want to do this? It makes no sense. Show me that it's safe. You made it. Show me that it's safe. I know that I have way more data showing harmful effects from 252 scientists from 43 nations that signed the call to protection from non-ionizing radiation. And you complain about birth rates. Do you think that's going to help it or make it worse? You have sensors in the seats that go off, regulate the air brake. Good safety for what risk? Let's go test it with a specialist, which there's plenty of them, one in every state. You can do a simple one. It's fucking crazy. And your body is an electrochemical being. It needs to communicate for their cells. That's interrupting something all day long. I mean, you can get a shielding canopy, but that back and forth stuff, it just wears out over time. It's just like putting the brakes on a crash that's going to happen. Green Bake's West Virginia slowly getting more and more saturated, but it's probably the lowest in the world, and we're over 10 minutes.
Children are proportionally more exposed to cell phone radiation than adults. This is the electrical field at 900 megahertz. with two human models. One is a 34 years old male, and the other is a 6 years old child. This imaging shows how the field penetrates the skull and the brain. The colors represent the intensity of the field from white to yellow, orange, red, purple, and black. The animation is from slices put together and slowed down by 5 billion times. I am an electrical engineer professor, and this is a simulation using microwave industry standard software used to assess exposure to cell phone radiations.
Probably the most important thing I did, I was involved as a young scientist in the committee that actually reviewed the data and recommended that there be no smoking on airplanes. You may be shocked to hear that it was even a question for science at the time, but it was. And when I look at what we know now about mobile phone radiation, I see some very interesting similarities.
A growing number of prominent doctors and scientists are raising warning flags over radiation this morning, and your kids could be facing a greater risk of exposure.
I think the most important study is a study by the National Toxicology Program in a classic large carcinogenicity test, one of the largest ever performed, and for that matter, one of the most expensive. They found increased risk of the tumours which we believe radiofrequency radiation is causing in man. Particular tumours called schwannomas. In the rats, they were in the heart. In humans, they're often in the nerve, the ear nerve, the vestibular nerve.
Cell phone providers say they follow all safety guidelines put into place by the FCC. The current FCC safety standard was developed nearly 20 years ago.
The manufacturers actually tell people in the instruction manual, which I've never read, not to put the cell phone against your ear.
It does say exactly that. There's the BlackBerry, for example, warns to keep your phone at least 0.98 inches away from the body when transmitting. With an iPhone, for example, it's 5/8 of an inch.
At this point, the evidence has become sufficiently strong that cell phone radiation is a human carcinogen.
A major development from California's Department of Public Health. High use of cell phones may be linked to certain types of cancer and other health effects, including brain cancer and tumors, lower sperm counts, headaches, and effects on learning, memory, hearing, behavior, and sleep.
If it was a real problem, I would know. If it was a real problem, the government would protect us. How come I'm not hearing about this? They're all things I've heard when I give seminars. You know, I get up there and they say, oh yeah, if this was really a problem, they would have told us. I am they. I am a, legitimate scientist, and I am telling you.
I think anyone who puts Wi-Fi into a school should be locked up for the rest of their life. I really do. I think they're not fit to walk on the surface of this planet because they haven't looked at the research, and whatever incentive they have, it is not worth the genetic problems that parents are going to face with their children when they're born.